Welcome everybody to Aspired Elements. I'm Marie, and we are doing our Ayurveda talk tonight. We are starting to transition into warmer weather. In fact, we've had this last week unusually warm weather into the 90s, which is kind of unusual for where we live, but it is quite warm. And as we transition into warmer weather, it is yet again another time in Ayurveda where we make adjustments. You want to actually start to make adjustments as we go. And our body is naturally making adjustments anyway. Our body is adjusting to longer days. Our body is adjusting to having more energy. Our body is doing things that align with what nature is doing, especially if you are getting outside and being in nature. You're really going to naturally move into what is happening in each season. So we are moving into summer, Pitta time of year. Remember, in Ayurveda, there are only 3 seasons. You have kind of 2 sub seasons, but 3 seasons. You have Pitta season, which is what we are going to be moving into. You have Vata season, that's your fall, winter. And then you have Kapha season in the spring. It's a wet time, heavier, wet time of year. Okay, so seasonal changes are characterized in Ayurveda by the elements, which is the doshas. So when I say Vata, that is a dosha. That's Vata, Pitta, Kapha are all constitutions. That means that when you were born with all the elements, but you might be more of a Pitta constitution, which means you're more fiery. You have more fire in your actual constitution. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to schedule an appointment and figure it out. I do have an online test on my website that you can take as well. But they're not as good because people tend to mix up what their born constitution is with their imbalances. So it's better to get an individual constitution, figure it out. Okay, so Vata, Pitta, Kapha make up all the elements. Vata, ether, air. Pitta, fire, a little bit of water. Kapha, water, earth. And those elements are dominating the atmosphere at different times of the year. So what's starting to dominate the atmosphere now? The fire element, heat. Heat is showing up. It's showing up around us in our environment, which means that it's going to start rising within us. If you already have a lot of heat going on in your constitution, then you really, really need to start following the Pitta constitution diet, which means get hot foods out of your diet right now. Heat with more heat contributes to more heat. So if you are eating hot, spicy foods because you love it, it doesn't matter in Ayurveda. It's all about bring yourself into balance. If you are running hot, you apply the opposite, which is cool. You want to eat foods that are going to start cooling down the tissues. Okay, so the cycles in the seasons are ruled by the constitutions of Vata, Pitta, Kapha. And what we want to do is we want to maintain good health according to that time of year. So we have to start thinking about what does it mean to live in harmony based on your constitution and following the natural cycles of what nature is doing. So as we do that, we want to make sure we're adjusting our foods. We want to make sure that we are doing the appropriate type of exercise. We don't want to do hot types of exercises. So this is definitely the time of the year you stay away from hot yoga. Do not do it. You are increasing heat and pressure within. Okay, so we stay away from hot types of exercise. You don't want to work out in the hottest time of the day. You want to wear clothes that are more cooling, so cotton, linen. And then you can do things like adjust your diet and eat foods that are going to start pulling out the heat. Those are going to be your bitters and astringents. Now you got to be careful with your too much astringent. It can also dry you out. So be careful with that. Okay, so what are the guidelines for hot time of year, summertime? Well, I want to tell you, as much as possible, make your trips to the farmer's market and eat the locally grown food. Our bodies will adjust and be less likely to have allergies, sickness, seasonal types of illness when we are eating food that is grown in the soils around us, because you get the microbiome of the earth into your own system. So it's the same idea of when you have allergies, you want to eat the local honey because the local honey is going to help you combat the pollens in the area. It's the same thing with your food. So as much as possible, become a avid weekly participant of the farmers market. And there's quite a few usually in most places. So figure that out. Take your family, go down and have fun at the farmers market and start eating the fresh vegetables and fruits that are growing during this time of year. Okay, so summer is hot, it's bright, it's sharp, it's intense. This season is Pitta season. It is the main recommendation for everyone, especially you Pitta people, that you want to start bringing in coolness and ease. You do not want to aggravate that fire element and the Pitta. Okay, so we are eliminating foods that are going to increase heat. We are eliminating activities that are going to increase heat, intense activities. We are eliminating conversations that are going to increase heat. So that means arguing. We don't do it at this time of the year. We stay cool, right? You want to bring in things to your eyes that are cooling and calming. Walking at night near gardens, near water, very pleasing. Do not bring in violent, aggressive, fearful, anything that is going to increase intensity and heat in the mind. That will then affect the heated emotions that we all tend to have during this time of year. So pressure builds. Let's just talk a little bit about a daily routine for how Pitta people, and then also for those of us who are needing to make adjustments, all of us, when it is summertime. So in the morning for your daily routine, you want to have a little bit of coconut oil and you want to rub that on your body. So that's your daily abhyanga. Remember, coconut is more cooling. You can also use sunflower oil. That also is good for Pitta. And then it's going to be done before you bathe. And then you want to wash it off. Now, coconut oil is calming and cooling and soothing to the skin. Okay. Again, you want to wear cotton, cooling type of materials. You want to make sure that the skin can breathe. And that's why you want to have the linens and the cottons, because you want your skin to have kind of a breeze, the ability to have a breeze. So nothing super tight. Definitely no leather. Put your leather pants away, Cheryl. Robin. I know Patty doesn't have leather pants. Anyway, so put them away. You can wear them in the summertime. Okay. You want to also have loose fitting clothes, like I said, so that air can pass in the body. The body itself can stay cool. What are the best colors? Cooling colors, blues, greens, purple. You want to avoid heated colors, so no red, yellow, orange. I know that sounds crazy, but remember, Ayurveda is all about the senses and the elements. Each sense connects with an element. Like your eyes are connected to the fire element. So what you bring in your eyes during summertime really matters. Okay, you want to follow the Pitta pacifying diet. You want to have foods that have more hydration because we tend to dehydrate a little more in summertime. So foods and fruits that have more fluids, like watermelon or melons in general. If you do have vegetables, you can steam them. You can do, this is a time of year where it's okay to do lettuces because those are bitters and you can help really cool things down. Avoid fruits and foods that are sour and citrus. Those are going to increase heat. Sour increases heat. All right. Stay away from your nightshades. So no nightshades, no eggplant, tomatoes, uh, red pepper or bell peppers, things like that. Onions, those are all going to increase heat. No salted cheeses. That's going to, anything salted, nothing salted. No ocean fish that are salted. You can have salmon because it's a combination, but not any of the other fish. Eat more salads. Like I said, they're cooling. And if you do eat meat, you can have a little bit of light meat like chicken, turkey, or shrimp. Dark meats should be avoided because they increase heat. Wow, all this information. Isn't it great? Okay, do not drink a lot of hot drinks because that again is going to increase heat inside. We're trying to cool things down, but no ice. No ice, you guys. We do not use ice. Iced drinks, anything with ice, is going to slow down and cause sluggish digestion. So you can have cool liquids, but no ice. No ice. Okay, because it inhibits digestion and it causes toxins. When you cause sluggish digestion, now you're going to cause toxins in the system. Okay. Refreshing drinks like a lassi. If you haven't had one of those, I'll make one for you. Very delicious. You can have lime with water, cumin powder. All of that's very cooling. Okay. Now, some of the other things that we want to do is you are wanting to pay attention to your energy levels because summertime, because it's so hot, it can really deplete our energy. So this is a time of the year where it might be okay to actually take a nap. So you can do that. Short naps in the daytime are okay when you are really depleted, low energy from being out in the sun. Okay, if you do have to be outside, you want to wear sun protective clothing, hat, and all of that, because like I said, it depletes. Okay, now if you work indoors under air conditioning, that's a problem too. So you do want to get out, be in nature as much as possible. Never lie in the sun in the summertime. I know we did it all when we were young, but you don't want to do that, especially when it's very hot. You want to protect your skin. Because it will really, really aggravate Pitta and the fire element if you lay out in the sun. Okay, if you can, the fastest way to cool down the body, you guys, is from the outside. So taking a cold plunge in a river, in a lake, somewhere where you can just really cool the body down, a swimming pool, all of it, as long as it is cool. Okay, so heat, not a good idea. Avoid strenuous exercise like running, aerobic activity during this time of the year. Mild postures. We're going to be doing a yoga practice tonight that is Pitta reducing. So we will be doing that. You want to do the cooling breath, which is the curl of the tongue. So you inhale, swallow, exhale out the mouth. Okay, that's your cooling breath. In the evening after dinner, go for a walk in the moonlight and go to bed no later than 11 p.m. And you can rub coconut oil on your scalp and the soles of your feet, and that will actually help cool down and help support better sleep during very hot nights. The best essential oils for this time of year are sandalwood and jasmine because they're cooling and they're really good fragrances to wear in the summer. Okay, during the summer, the sun evaporates the moisture from the earth. It induces hot, dry, sharp qualities in the atmosphere, which aggravates our heat element inside of us, the pitta. And so we want to bring in sweet, cool liquids, and you want to also drink more. That's really beneficial. You should avoid, like I said, intense exercise, minimize your exercise, your sex, No alcohol, you guys, because alcohol increases heat. And avoid salty, sour, pungent, hot foods. All of those should be avoided. They increase heat. If you can, spend more time in the forest, in the woods, in the garden, near flowers, cool water. And during the night, if you want to have a good night's sleep, if you can, if you have the ability to have windows open or even your roof open, that would be amazing. And then you get to see the moon, and the moon rays can then help cool you down as well. Okay, so those are our Pitta guidelines for summer as we move into summer. You want to start incorporating more of the opposites of what is increasing heat. We apply opposites to that.